So I met David Rocchio in 2010 at the Cannes Film Festival, and we began a conversation about developing a program that would support filmmakers in bringing out the best in their stories and projects.
My idea was to find a place where writers and filmmakers and creative producers could get together and not only work on story, but work on the skills needed to understand how the industry works.
Writers spend a tremendous amount of time on their own figuring out problems and confronting a blank page. To bring writers together and to have conversations about what it is we do not only makes you feel part of a larger group, but helps you to solve problems that you couldn't necessarily do on your own.
Well, the first Story Labs was really interesting because we didn't know what was going to happen. The first morning that all of the people who were staying at the auberge with us showed up at the breakfast table, they started to connect spontaneously.
Previously, as a writer, I'd sit in my room, I'd type away, and I have a few friends and people that I would sort of talk about my work with. I feel like Stowe Story Labs has really expanded that community for me.
You have to understand you're working in a business. And we try to focus on that in a very supportive way, to focus on the skills required to get into the business so you can build your art.
I went to the lab last fall, and my favorite thing about it and my least favorite thing at the same time was the pitching, because I'm incredibly shy and I hate getting up in front of people. And even though I kind of hated it, it was a huge help, and I think I'm much better at pitching now, and I don't panic about it as much as I used to.
We were doing our pitching groups, which went horribly, and David Pope, said to me, "This is hard and nobody likes doing it, but it's important, and it's especially important because I have a story worth telling."
I think the mentors are all united in the belief that the mentors are here sort of in service to participants.
The group of mentors is outstanding. They're people who bring long and deep experience and knowledge from the film world, but also really enjoy connecting with young filmmakers.
Being face-to-face with industry professionals, hearing them talk, how they talk about their projects, other people's projects, was really helpful in terms of just learning the language of the industry and learning to take my own work more seriously.
As much as I loved the formal sessions where the mentors would talk to the group, the informal sessions were just amazing, where you could just talk casually. So it didn't feel like it was a bunch of lecturers just lecturing to a group. You sort of felt like you were one of them.
The environment's very important to the spirit of the lab, and I think that it provides an opportunity for participants to be somewhere that fosters reflection and creativity.
Vermont's a very special place. It is particularly well suited to the quiet, thoughtful pace of a writer.
I woke up this morning, I felt like I was at camp. Just the sounds, the birds around me. Mountains are beautiful, the air just smells great, and you're away from it all.
Vermont has carved out this identity that I think is ideal for the artist. It completely separates you from this land of expectation that is in Los Angeles or in New York.
Stowe is kind of the perfect screenwriting lab. It has great mentors, it has great setting, and it has a really beautiful structure that gives you time and space to breathe, as well as some prodding to be really serious about your work.
So I think the lab helps emerging filmmakers in several ways. There is an industry-facing aspect to it. The mentors bring expertise and information that is useful to emerging filmmakers in forming strategic decisions about how to place themselves and their projects. Another aspect of it is providing a supportive but challenging environment where people can take risks in terms of developing the creative content of their projects. And thirdly, it's a beautiful place to come so you can reflect on where you and your projects are going and enjoy the environment. So those three things I would say are the key aspects of the success of the labs.
Choose the one word that summarizes Vermont.
Oh, wow. One word that summarizes Vermont for me is home.
Vermont in one word is definitely happy.
Beautiful.
Community.
Beautiful.
Mountains.
Resonant.
Beautiful.
Can you summarize the labs in one word?
Rejuvenation.
Community.
Exceptional.
Nourishment.
Inspirational. Motivational.
I would say validating.
Catalytic. We want you to leave the labs energized to work on your story and with some skills and knowledge so you can go out and get stuff made.